With YouTube demonetizing independent media, please consider
installing fucking adblock. Monday Matt falls flat all of my videos, so I'm stealing his shtick and I'll do it better. No soy, no fat, no filler.
Joe Rogan, metaphysically, is a Christmas hog. And I'm going to politically haul him up by his back legs and slit his throat. His blood will fill buckets, politically, not violently. Get ready, Joe.
Soyless show. Yes. Joe Rogan and Alex Jones got into a little bit of a confrontation. They had a little bit of a disagreement. Let's watch a supercut of their drama with very little commentary, because it's already fucking funny.
I sit there with the #1 political show on YouTube that Joe was viciously jealous of and admit it was way bigger than his show. And then I get taken off, and then he gets up there and talks about how I won on his show and all this crap. And then I get up at 6 a.m. this morning, and I go check the internet, and boom, Joe Rogan responds to Alex Jones.
I've known the guy since 1998, and if I'm around him, I'd say that's my friend Alex Jones. He's a friend.
No, Joe, I want you to be my enemy. I don't like you. I'm guilty I was ever nice to you. I knew you were bad news 20 years ago. I want to be cleansed of you. I'm coming for you. What do you think I am? What do you think I do? God told me, destroy Joe Rogan. Yes, sir, Jesus. I will do it. No more games. War. Ah! The real thing.
I don't hate you, Alex Jones. If you listen to this, if I saw you, I'd still give you a hug.
Stop saying you're my friend. Let's go to war, man. Let's have it on. All your big talk is going to end right now. All the big talk stops. My son says, yeah, Joe Rogan used to like you. He's now Joe the Snake Rogan. Joe Rogan is now in studio with us. Hey, George Soros was on 60 Minutes and said he supported the Nazis. No, he didn't. George Soros cut Hitler's head off. Joe thought that, he was with the establishment, and I didn't see what he was doing, but Joe, I don't really think you realized what was happening. Jiu-jitsu master.
That's another thing that Alex Jones brought up today, that he sponsors the podcast through the Cash App. And I think we talked about it on the podcast. We even talked about the Cash App being a sponsor and about how it's helped Justin Wren's Fight for the Forgotten charity.
Oh,
so
it helped
Alex
the
Jones
children. I didn't. Oh, thank God, Joe. Oh, you're MMA. You got a bald head. You're so tough. I'm so scared, Joe. I'm so scared right now. I'm so scared of your bigwigs in Vegas and all the stuff you told me about 20 years ago, about the mafia owning UFC and everything. I already knew that. You've been acting like a tough guy for a long time. Destroy me. Give me your power. Show me what you can do. Here I am. See how it works now? It's like Captain Ahab and the whale. Is Joe Rogan Captain Ahab or is he Moby Dick? If you're a whale, you're fighting a big squid 10 times bigger than you. No whale, no sperm whale's ever fought that, Joe. You're just a little sperm whale. There's a squid this long. That's me. One of my tentacles. And your entire head. Joe Rogan's experience is brought to you by Snake Farm Insurance. And if you want your country burned down and pedophiles to have sex with your kids and Jack Dorsey to run a world currency where if you bitch about it, he takes it away from you, then you're all about the Snake Farm. You see my ass right here? You see this? I've never broke it or sold it out to anybody. Again, it's the condescension of Joe. Like, Joe, oh, I'm sorry, Alex. I want to be your friend. Maybe you can come on the show. Just be nice and stop. Dude, I didn't start attacking you because I wanted to get on your stupid show.
Yes, Alex Jones. We're live.
Wow, it's good to be back for the second visit.
It's good to be here, man.
Now you're gonna get it, Joe. Your homosexual jiu-jitsu is nothing against the power of God. Alex Jones is gonna rape your political career so much you won't be able to walk due to anal bleeding ever in your fucking political life. Get ready to die, Joe.
Well, first of all, we had a long conversation on the phone. Then we decided to do another podcast, and we cleared the air on the phone. We decided to clear the air more on a podcast.
Oy vey, whatever. Still is a funny video, so let's watch a supercut of it with very little commentary. More videos coming soon.
Well, first off, because it's always misrepresented. I believe mass shootings happen and they're real tragedies. A certain percentage of people are schizophrenic.
Exactly.
And then they just think everything's a conspiracy. Well, 20 years ago, they had cows that produced human milk. 20 years ago, they had spiders that produced body armor, spider guts, okay? They have human-animal hybrids 30 years ago. They've got giant human tissue farms. You know, you hear, oh, your Achilles is torn. We've got a grown in a lab, a tendon. It's not a frickin' tendon grown in a lab. It's a frickin' deal, humanoid. These aren't humans. The way they get around it is they make
Wait a minute. You say so many different things without stopping. It's hard
because
for
I'm
people
reporting
to
to the
absorb.
government agency so they'll listen and investigate. I'm decompartmentalizing.
Okay, but
this will be studied for years.
So what?
It was in MIT Quarterly 25 years ago that they had human animal embryos, but they killed them at the embryonic level. You can pull it up. Listen to this man. Right. Aliens are real. They're creating human animal hybrids that are a new creature never here on Earth. It's alien. AI is alien. The chimeras are alien. Aliens are alien.
Okay,
remember how I told you there was a BBC
protocol.
article in '96 about human animal hybrids with pigs and cows?
Yes.
You got to make you part cow so the cow keeps you, doesn't reject it, or part pig.
I'm so baffled. What's the matter?
I
Jamie?
Googled one of these things.
MIT Technology Review estimates that about 20 pregnancies of pig-human or sheep-human chimeras have been established during the last 12 months in the U.S.
Total whitewash.
Listen,
2016.
I 100% believe it.
I mean, I'm worried about human-pig hybrids. I'm sorry the Sandy Hook kids died. My identity is not that.
I get it.
They admit 5G in all the studies, LA Times, causes massive mutation and cancer.
Wait a minute,
and
wait a minute,
literally
wait a minute.
rattles your DNA apart. All of our kids are under attack.
Here, let's read this one here. The significance of the research, he explained, is that although the cell phone power is low, electromagnetic radiation can nevertheless have an effect on mental behavior. What is this article, Jamie?
In Scientific American, it's titled Mind Control by Cell Phone.
So it really does have an effect.
They did a whole study
but
on
let's
it.
go further. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So there is. So would you think that they're making this?
No,
Can
the cell phone tracks you and watches you and controls you and surveils you. But beyond that, it's a microwave relay system that can manipulate. And then the towers are even more powerful. So this is a device given to us by the gods. I had family that was in advanced DARPA research projects. I remember sitting around the kitchen table and I'm like 7. He's like, Carol, I can't tell you all about it, but it's a classified program in Maryland at an underground base, and they won't give me all the details, but it's double the money I'm making now. They said it's for national security, but I think it's basically, you know, we're building cyborgs. And my mom goes, David, that's not true. He goes, yes, it's all true. When I was in junior in high school, they recruited me into the program there, and they brought us in. They said the Nazis were wrong because they were only targeting certain groups. We're going to target everybody, and it's a planetary breakaway and world government and blah, blah, blah. There's a nuclear reactor under UT. Breakaway governments, breakaway civilizations. It's the real groups that are like the cult. You say, who are they? They're scientist cults. And so the program starts with, will you go inject black people with syphilis for a greater cause? Or will you do research programs on babies where we tell poor women that your baby died right when they were born.
Babies? Like, what are they doing with babies?
You saw the governor of Virginia say we keep babies alive after they're born and kill them, right?
Well, I didn't see that.
We keep them comfortable.
But I am very, very concerned with late-term abortions.
Well, this is post-birth, Joe. Notice the governor goes, we don't want this 3-minute clip. Pull it up. We consider the baby dead. The mother decided it didn't live. If she decides we resuscitate and it lives, but it didn't resuscitate, its flesh, it's a legalese, it's passed into a special ward with doctors that make a few million a year, and the little flesh ball is kept alive and comfortable.
Huffington Post says that. Snopes says it's mostly false.
Huffington Post.
Snopes said. Hey, why don't you do this, Jamie?
What source?
Jamie, go to the source of the governor. Go to YouTube and type in Governor of Virginia talks about post-birth abortion, and that's why they went ahead and burned him for the blackface, what they were using to blackmail him. They already had that on him.
That's the same guy?
Yeah, same guy. And then they have a van pull up that takes it to a Chinese government-run facility in the U.S., and they got the sucker.
Let's listen to this.
Is this the video where he says it?
After birth abortion. Is this it, Jamie?
I hope
Is this
I
it,
don't know.
Alex?
Yeah.
And she was pressed by a Republican delegate about whether her bill would permit an abortion even as a woman is essentially dilating, ready to give birth. And she answered that it would.
You know, when we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. And it's done in cases where there may be severe deformities, there may be a fetus that's non-viable. The infant would be delivered, the infant would be kept comfortable, the infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And this is why, Julie, that legislators, most of whom are men, by the way, shouldn't be telling a woman what she should and shouldn't be doing with her body.
And do you think multiple physicians should have to weigh in, as is currently required? She's trying to lift that requirement.
Wow, that's a weird thing that she just kind of let him say.
So, Joe, that's what I'm telling you is, were you at the kitchen table when you were 8 hearing about cyborgs? Drink some more apple juice.
Get some apple juice in your system, fella.
My point is 2 + 2 = 4. The weed's so strong that they start thinking that I'm wearing swastika shoes. Israel, because they got so screwed over by the Nazis, in a lot of sickening ways, has kind of copied a lot of it. And by the way, the Palestinians are trying to kill them and blow them up. I'm not even, the darker elements of the criminal networks that are inside our government are actually running Mexico as a laboratory test. Dogs are very psychic. They're psychic buffers. Dogs are able to like interface with you. In a general knowledge, you know everything I know. That's
No, I don't. Listen,
let me tell you,
Alex,
Joe, this is literally, we know what they're doing. I know.
Listen, you got mad at me because we didn't communicate.
You know all this stuff I know. You're even better at saying it. And then you sit there because you can't handle it, and you sit there and you dole it out.
It's not that I can't handle it.
I don't think you're a bad guy. You're trying to survive for you and your family and do good.
Okay, but
my family, your family, none of us are going to make it. There's a post-human era coming. The breakaway civilization. The deal's been made. It's not.
Okay.
It's not the third dimension. They've made frickin' deals with interdimensional aliens.
Okay.
And notice the media never
this
attacks
is
you
true.
for that, because that's the truth. And they've got like astronaut level people taking super hardcore levels of drugs and going into meetings with these things and making intergalactic deals. The aliens want blood, so they kill like 20 kids and everything. So the aliens would like come in the deal.
Aliens
they
are eating blood?
They brings them in like sharks, and then they would like give them technology. They go, "This is how it works. You build the atomic weapons this way. You build." They would like show them bombers, and like the aliens are like telepathic. I don't even believe this. This is what the Nazis believe, and the aliens would mind meld and give them the technology. They're bad aliens.
So
are you surprised the Nazis were influenced by demons? And so they get up on television. I'm literally having Alzheimer's. What was the point again?
You don't want none of that.
No.
Well, you already figured out what George Soros is putting in it, right?
No, I mean, I oversimplified that. The media took that out of context.
I know.
George Soros overthrew all these different governments. George Soros tried to crash the pound.
Can I stop you? What are you saying that he's like crashing economies and what?
When I was a kid watching PBS, and maybe they were lying, maybe he's great. George Soros was an international currency speculator who overthrew governments. You know, I'm not kissing his ass here. Get him on my back. He's not going to stop. He wants to hang my head on the wall. George Soros does have 150.
Why does he want to hang your head on the wall?
Because I went after him. But the point is, it doesn't matter. Type in George Soros tried to crash the pound.
Let's see what we got here. Did George Soros break the Bank of England? Make that a little bigger, please. Spotting the writing on the wall, Britain upped its interest rates to teens and attract people to the pound, but speculators, George Soros among them, began heavily shorting the currency. The British government gave in and withdrew its the ERM. Soros pocketed $1 billion on the deal. Now, if you're a currency speculator, isn't that what you do, though? Oh my God, Eddie Bravo's here. Jesus Christ.
Eddie, you know,
I'm going to make you regret wearing this fucking shirt.
Go ahead and choke me out. On air.
No, please don't.
That would be hilarious.
Please don't.
I'm not scared. Let's do it.
No, Eddie, don't.
Do it. You know, you think I'm afraid of this? Let's do it.
No, I definitely don't think you're afraid of this, which is why I don't want him to do it.
You know what? Let's not be pussies. Choke me out. Hey.
Let me tell you a story first.
I came here and I proved they're keeping babies alive and taking their organs.
How did you prove that?
They're admitting.
Jamie pulled some shit up on Google.
The governor. Listen to me.
Do you really think there's people out there campaigning for late-term abortions? You think that shit's real? Who would campaign for that?
They fucking did it,
That is
Bravo,
the craziest
and
shit
you
ever.
can't fucking admit they're fucking killing already born kids, so you're telling me it isn't real when they had a fucking vote in the goddamn fucking Senate.
That's a conspiracy theory.
I am ready to beat your
That's a
fucking ass.
conspiracy theory.
You think you're fucking tough, you're about to get it. Bullshit! They're killing already born babies. Stop fucking lying. God fucking damn it. I'm getting pissed now.
Can't believe he doesn't have to pee anymore.
I gotta piss a little bit.
Okay, you raised the money for a trip
No,
to
there's
South
no raise the money. I got the money.
Okay, you got the money.
I got the money. You need to choke you out?
Listen, I'm
Go pee, man.
Are you gonna go pee? No,
You're gonna.
Don't hurt him.
Listen, you're going to the ice wall. He's the ambassador for Flat Earth. He's the ambassador.
I gotta go there.
Forget astronauts. The guy that discovers
pee,
the flat
man.
Earth, the big ice fields.
This is a bad example. But it's not a bad one. If you fart and you didn't have a nose, no one would know. You
Drink your
want to be
whiskey
right
here.
about it.
We're
Have
going
some
a lot
more.
longer.
Oh, Jesus.
What's your longest podcast? We're going.
No, don't do that.
The first time I got choked out was like this 17-year-old super hot chick. And I was like 13. And she goes, I'll have sex with you. This is a true story. I'll have sex with you if you let me put makeup on you. So I'm not into gay stuff or anything. So the girl puts the makeup on me and I have sex with her. And she's super hot. And then like a week later she goes, now I'm going to choke you out.
I'll have sex with you if I can put makeup on you.
I let her. It's a full deal.
Listen, you're a wise man.
You didn't give in to the pressuring of the threat. It was more of the nagging, like a siren, like a bitching woman, not against women. But I mean, I get it. That's why I am.
Yes.
And so that's why you didn't have me on.
True or false? The Mayans smoked penis blood.
They did.
They did.
And they would smoke the genital blood
Yep.
of the high priest. And then
They would talk to their
Oh my
ancestors.
God, I believe it. It's just people are so goofy.
vaccines are real, but they're jacking it like a cell phone. They're adding stuff. Your ticket to immortality
Wait a minute,
is
what do you think is, let's cover that. What do you think is happening with vaccines?
search engine. Hillary Clinton apologizes for syphilis experiments in
Tuskegee.
It wasn't
What's the-
Tuskegee. It was in Peru.
Here it is right here. U.S. apologizes for Guatemala STD
Yeah,
experiments.
that's another one.
Can you make that bigger?
They did all over
So
the
it's
world.
a different one?
Just type Peru in.
Hold on. U.S. government medical researchers intentionally infected hundreds of people in Guatemala, including institutionalized mental patients with gonorrhea and syphilis without their knowledge or permission more than 60 years ago. Jesus Christ. Many of those infected were encouraged to pass the infection on to
eugenics.
others as part of the study. Where is this in? What is the
NBC
website
News.
here?
Can you
This is
imagine?
NBC News?
You know it was based in Building 7, right? Bill,
What?
the CIA, the FBI, all of it.
Wasn't it NSA as well?
Everything. See, he always says, "Oh, I don't know." He goes, "I'm not just kissing Joe's ass." Like he's beyond
Joe
Alex
knows
Jones.
what's up.
He's no, it's bullshit, man.
No,
I mean,
I
you know
forget
every
things.
fucking thing, dude. Just fucking say it yourself. No. I was out visiting family, and these black guys go, "We're gonna kill you." And I didn't hate them because they were black guys. They were literally Nazis. And I remember sitting there in that parking lot, walking across, and I said, "Well, if you're such big men, kill me now." Gandalf goes to the castle, and Sauron's not made his body yet.
Right.
And he looks like that. He's like that fire. I've seen exactly that. So you want to talk about what the real controllers of the Greys are? It looks like Sauron.
Have you ever had a significant head injury? You have? What happened to you? What happened to your head?
I've been pile drived.
Somebody pile drived you?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Do you have any significant change from that head injury? Sometimes when people have head injuries, especially it seems like young people.
Stuff just got better.
Really?
Oh,
A lot of that's pretty good timing. How good is that timing?
Go ahead, Joe. Admit it.
No, what?
You think that he's a conspiracy theorist because he got dropped on his head?
I think there's something to people that have had head trauma that become brilliant at speaking things.
it's true. Look, here's
We're
the
gonna be
thing.
fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded. In that. No.
That's going to be a soundbite. They're going to put that to mariachi music.
Welcome to the José Rogan Show. Ay, 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 es verdad.
When did that happen? Get that motherfucking vodka loose.
No, I don't. No, Joe. They did an accelerated mutagenic. They're doing it to us now. It's something new. They did an accelerated mutagenic program on this planet, and humanity. Well, what does the Bible start with? It says we are made in the image of God. What does that mean? We don't have God's knowledge. We don't have God's advancement. We're the image. Well, what is an image? It's a scan. It's numbers. It's the genetics. It's the potential. So we are the aliens, Joe, and everybody already knows this. We are the aliens. You can't just put something out like liberals. You give everybody everything. They're little assholes. So this is like boot camp and training, and so they have to test us and do all this. And basically, this planet is what the people say. It's a big testing ground for other things that are going to come. And we are it. We are God. And I don't mean I'm God. I'm already God. I've achieved godhood. Because you can see that potential in yourself, and the lower level elves will tell you that because they already know you're badass. But if they can trick a tadpole that's going to grow into Godzilla to go kill itself, they're winning.
So consciousness has a location?
No, there is this giant consciousness that's God.
Okay.
Swimming in a giant system of survival of the fittest that God has created to test God's self.
Okay.
And it looks like a comet. So you got God's conscience and all the good things, the knowledge going forward, but God knows that everybody has to be tested. So the tail goes out, and at the end of the tail is basically evil. That's why Christ says, "Get behind me, Satan." And it's always trying to test God and infiltrate up into it to sabotage him.
Damn. If they do pull the plug in this podcast, is a good way to end this motherfucker.
All right, if your burnout one is finished,
No,
that's
I'm not.
fine.
On point as always.
All right, well, let's get serious.
Let's get serious.
Let me just say a few things before he goes down this road.
Okay.
These are the notes.
What are the road?
I'm not going down no road.
What were we just talking about?
We know what the road is.
You're talking about George Soros.
No. We passed that.
Okay.
What were we just talking about? You were talking about the strip club, the guy choking the girl out, the girl choking the guy out, the guy falling and hitting his head. And then what happened after that? Any ideas? Jamie? No one. Everyone's stupefied.
For that?
More of that?
I remember one
Babies?
time.